Hey lovelies, it's me Tiffany and I'm back here for another Housewives Discush sesh with you. Today we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 11, Episode 4, which is Overexposed is the title. If you are new here, I'm Tiffany and this is my channel, Housewives Discush Sesh. And I'm going to have a Housewives Discuss sesh with you, which means I'm going to do my makeup and I am going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills today. So if you like makeup, you like housewives, you like a little bit of snark and sarcasm, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Housewives Discuss sesh, or you can follow me on Instagram at TiffLynLife. And I put out these videos a couple times a week to have a discuss sesh with you. Anything that you see me using on my face today is going to be right down there in the description box. So go ahead and look at that if you want to know what products I'm using today. All right, we're going to start with some primer and then we're going to get into this episode. So, we are back in Lake Tahoe with all the ladies. And we left off last week with Sutton going to Crystal's door after like the big explosion that happened with out in the front of all the other ladies. And Sutton is going to return Crystal's coat to her. And Crystal is like on the phone talking to somebody about Sutton. And that's what we see. And we don't find out more about what happened behind that door until later on in the episode. So we go into the next morning and all the ladies are getting themselves together. Rinna, Garcelle, Crystal, and Erica are up before all the other ladies. So they're kind of chit-chatting and all that. And they're talking about what happened before with Crystal and with Sutton and with just how Sutton got really upset. They're just sharing with each other their thoughts on it. So, they like all decide to, go their own ways before going on a boat trip later because Lisa Rinna has put a boat trip together for the ladies. So, Garcelle and Crystal decide like, we want to go and get a coffee and just kind of check the town out. So, that's what they go and do. Kyle decides to just hang out with Erica. And they just all kind of go their separate ways. Anyways, that's not the point. So Rinna goes to check up on Sutton to see just how Sutton's doing after the night before and everything. And she has like this facial roller with her, and she said it's like calming her. Really? A facial roller? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. For all I know, it works, but it was just funny to see her with this damn facial roller for half the episode. Just rolling it on her face, carrying it about. But anyways, Rinna goes in there. She goes to check on Sutton just to make sure she's okay from the night before. And Sutton is still feeling like really paranoid, really anxious, and like she just feels upset because she was left out of the group. I won't say group text, but like the ladies were all texting each other. I don't think it was a group text, but just being the only one that was in the group of ladies to not receive a text message about the joke. She like, I don't know. Anyways, she has like a whole list on her phone of all like the things that they referred to her as the night before. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but like rich girl problems, her anxiety roller, you know. I have anxiety. I've never heard of a roller. Can I talk? Guess I can't talk. I take medicine every day for it, but I've never used a facial roller to calm myself. So that's all I got to say about that. But anyway, so she's just feeling really upset because, you know, she was left out of the whole texting about the joke on Kathy, because Kathy was trying to get everybody thinking that she was taking all those drinks when really it was just water. And so the other ladies were texting about how they should get her back by then them ordering drinks and looking like they were getting drunk and all that, chugging one drink at one whole drink in one sitting. Cannot talk today for some reason. So they were trying to get, you know, Kathy, Miss Prankster, back for pranking them, and Sutton was not a part of the whole group that was texting each other about it. So she's upset and she's feeling very worked up and needs her anxiety roller. That's her. I'm just saying. So, then Rinna, like, you know, when Sutton's in here listing all the things that she's been called the night before, Rinna's like, well, here's all the names that I've been called. Like, here's a whole list of what I've been called. She, like, is just going over, like, the wanker and bipolar. Just all the comments that has been said about her over the years. And I laughed because she really has been called a lot of names. But, touche, Lisa. Touche. So, they show Crystal and Garcelle over at the coffee shop. And it's a cute little coffee shop. I'd want to go there. It's like got nice scenery of woods. Right in the middle of some woods, actually. So they're there, and Garcelle basically just goes into asking Crystal how she's feeling, and Crystal catches Garcelle up to speed on like the conversation that was had the previous night with her and Sutton about when they were talking about the whole racial situation and how Sutton didn't want to hear about anything that had to do with race. So they were talking about that, and then they go back to Sutton and Kyle talking, and Sutton is sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So Kyle's basically telling Sutton, like, you need to apologize to Crystal because of, like, last night, like, you know, she flipped out for no reason, and, you know, like, basically you should just apologize to her with all that. And Sutton doesn't even feel like she needs to, though. She basically disagrees with Kyle on that, and that she doesn't feel that she needs to apologize for what she said or how she reacted with Crystal the night before, or just I don't even think she does in general. And then we go back to Crystal and Garcelle, and then Crystal is like saying that she doesn't even need an apology from Sutton. Talk about trying to keep up. One's telling them to apologize, the other one's telling them, ooh, not my Barbie mirror. Okay, good. That was a close one. But like, she just wants to be, basically, Crystal, she just wants to be cool, you know, with Sutton, but that's about as far as it needs to go, in her opinion. And that, you know, like she said, she doesn't even need the apology. Like, let's just basically move on from it. We can just be civil with one another. Like, clearly, these two are not gonna be best friends. At least not right now. And like Garcelle, I'm with her. Because, you know, Crystal, she's like, I just want to move on. And Garcelle, she's like, ooh, this is all gonna come to a head. And we all know that's true. We've seen Housewives a time or two. So, the ladies, like, everybody gets back together, and they go and get ready for their boat ride that Rinna has put together for them. And her coat, of course, is just over the top. These ladies, I swear. I love the Housewives, but sometimes they are just so extra with it. So they all get to get together again to go on the boat, like I said. And Brenna's over the top. Kathy, that's how I would be. I love her again. She's just the best. She's just who she is. She's relatable. Like, I wasn't expecting her to be as relatable as what she is. But here we are. I love me some Kathy Hilton. In each episode, I seem to love her more and more. And I'm not as worried about loving her like I do as I once was with Erica, because Kathy doesn't have to bamboozle people to get her money, honey. I watched on Hulu last night. You should check out this Hulu show called The Housewife and the Hustler. It's all about Erica and Tom and how much money like he has embezzled from clients. Oh my gosh, it is crazy. Like, she had me fooled coming on here, and it's all gonna unravel. I can see it now. I mean, she like doesn't want to give, supposedly she doesn't want to give her assets back that like Tom has given to her over the years, so that she's profited off of by his money. It's getting pretty crazy for what she portrayed when she first came on. I never thought I'd see her demise like this, but again, here we are. Okay, check that documentary out though. It's a good one. So they show a whole beat while the ladies are getting on board of, you know, their show. Bravo like shows in the whole montage of different boat rides over the years that have just gone absolutely wrong. And I got a good laugh, good chuckle, because some of them, I mean, I forgot how many times these ladies have been on a boat and gotten into it. I hate when I get a lot of fallout. I don't have any white makeup wipes in here with me because I'm silly and forgot. So everyone has has to have a Titanic moment, you know, while on a boat. And Garcelle is no stranger, honey, because she goes to the front and does it. And I love that she did. It just wouldn't be a boat ride if there wasn't a little bit of Titanic action, you know? So Garcelle asks Erica if she had talked to Tom since in Lake Tahoe. And Erica goes on to say that, like, they spoke that morning and that he's at the firm. I bet he is at the firm, girl. Gotta get your dollar bill somehow. I really just can't look at her the same. I'm so upset about it. Because she was like my favorite for so many seasons now. And now I can't. Because everything that she was putting out there was a front. I mean, she spent this man's money. Got a whole bunch of money from him in her businesses and whatnot. And is gonna act like, you know, she had nothing to do or no. I just feel like that's the card that she's gonna play, is that she had like no knowledge of all this that he was taking from other people the whole time. So it should be interesting to see how it plays out. You know, I think we're just in the iceberg, the very iceberg of it all. There's gonna be so much more to come. I already feel it. And it's hard to watch her this season, like knowing everything now in present time. I wonder if you're having trouble watching her this season too, let me know, because I don't want to feel alone. Jeez. I love this eyeshadow palette. But the glitteries are getting all over me. And anyway, so Garcelle gets surprised when Erica says that Tom's like at the firm. And Erica goes on to say that basically that he is a workhorse. He's dedicated to his work. So there's that. I don't know what to make of it with her. I just don't know how you could be a part of like embezzling money from people that are victims of horrendous events and not feel badly about it. I guess it doesn't quite make sense to me, but what do I know? I've never had those kind of money problems. You know, more money, more problems. Biggie said it best. The views of like Lake Tahoe though from this boat are just breathtaking. I mean, I really just need to take a vacation there at some point in my life because it looks gorgeous. That water itself is beautiful. So well, on the boat, I feel like Kathy is just like the most down to earth. Like, she's the most worth watching. I feel like Bravo, they held out on us. Bravo, Kathy, and Kyle, all of them have held out on us for all these years because Kathy is reality gold. And I bet a lot of people are going to feel that way. At least the people's opinions I've been reading, they do. So, just saying. And I'm glad that she's on. The whole time on the boat, Sutton to me is just so noticeably like uncomfortable. I could feel her tension. And she wasn't hiding it very well. Like she probably thought she was. Just saying. That was not coy. If she thought she was being like low key. Sutton, then like, you know, Erica goes on to say, you know, honey, what's wrong? Like, are you basically just like making sure, like, are you okay kind of situation? And Sutton gets really like snippy with her. And she's like, because Erica says, what's going on, honey? Like, what's up? Like, you know, that basically she could tell that something was going on. And I know that she like was being nice and with her intention of it, but Sutton was just in a mood, and she's like really snarky back to Erica, and she's like, nothing. What do you want me, what, do you want me to come and lay on top of y'all? Didn't know that was like rude for somebody to ask you if you're doing okay. But yeah, she was in a mood. I could tell. And that like she just like was being quiet or whatever, and you know, she basically just wanted, somebody said something about like her just recharging is what she was trying to do. So that's what we'll go with. She just needed to recharge. So Crystal and Sutton go to talk by themselves, which is like really needed. And the first thing is like Sutton pulls out her damn roller. Girl, like if you, she could have just left that. But anyway, so she pulls out her roller because she has such bad anxiety. And she goes and tells, you know, Crystal that she's sorry about wait, first with her and her roller. Good grief, bringing that damn roller. And if I was Crystal, I would have had to keep my sunglasses on to keep myself from freaking laughing hysterically, because I'm the kind of person that I laugh when I'm uncomfortable. And if somebody brought out a roller to talk to me with, I'm like, yeah. No. I would not have been able to keep a straight face. So anyways, so Sutton goes on to explain how she feels. And truthfully, I just think that Crystal, like, I don't even think that she's like trying to be rude or anything. I just think that after being on the girls trip and everything, it just kind of like, she got irritated. She got to a point of irritation, in my opinion. And I don't think that she could like stand to even deal with Sutton anymore. I mean, clearly. But anyway, so Sutton's like explaining how she feels, and Crystal's like just, she's not feeling it. She doesn't even have the tolerance for it. I get it. I get you, Crystal. I hear you. I see you, girl. I got you. I've been having a lot of fun with this Barbie palette, but yeah, I don't even know what I'm going for right now. I just keep on adding more and more. It's not the point. I always get off topic. So, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Crystal being, I just feel like she was just overly irritated by it, you know? Like, I just don't think that she could take it anymore. And that's why she had like snapped the night before, the way that she did. And I think, and like Crystal, I don't think she's being rude to Sutton. I just think that she's being very honest with her about like where she stands on the matter of that she like felt like, you know, Sutton went pretty crazy, and like I don't feel like she did it, she was saying these things to hurt Sutton's feelings. I feel like she was literally like explaining the way that she felt, but Sutton is just really like I don't think that she wanted to take it in. She's really standoff. That's the word I was looking for. She's like really kind of like, you know, upset that the way that Crystal interpreted her. And Sutton did really exaggerate with that leg kick that Crystal gave her. She did. So even though that it might be hurtful that Crystal is saying to Sutton her exact feelings of her, I think that it's better that she said it to her face instead of saying it behind Sutton's back. I hate when the ladies are saying things behind the person's back that they're mad at. Like, just say it to their face. And especially on the girls' trips, like, you guys are already stuck together. Why do you have to go up to each and every person throughout the day about who you're upset with instead of just saying something to them? So I give it to Crystal that even though it was probably awkward for her, at least she said it to Sutton's face. And I understand that it's hard to hear somebody refer to you as crazy, but Sutton really was acting out. And she was being a little crazy. Especially over something very minor. And then, Sutton gets her damn roller out again. Her and that freaking roller. She's sitting there like... Hang on, let me get there. Gotta have my notes. I don't want to mess this up. But she gets her damn roller out again, and she's like, I think that it is the sale of my house. It was like supposed to be my dream house. And I think that was why my behavior was erratic. Didn't know a sale of a house could really give you an excuse to act like that. Because she acted a damn fool over a practical joke. And lashed out and really truthfully made an ass of herself. Because it was something so minor. You know, I used to get worried that somebody was talking about me behind my back and everything, you know. Especially when I was younger, if I was in a group of girls, there was me and two other girls or more. Oh my gosh, I used to get so scared. I'm like, as soon as I get up to go to the bathroom or to do something, they're going to be talking about me. And I don't want to be the laughing stock of everybody when I get up. But I grew out of that because, I'm an adult now. And I just find it interesting and baffling and a little cuckoo that Sutton, who is a whole adult, got that bent out of shape to be left out of a text. Anyways, so they go on this boat ride. They go past this beautiful castle, and it is called Viking's Home Castle, and it was built for some lady named Laura Josephine Knight. Gorgeous. I guess that she got the land back in the 1920s and built this beautiful house on the property. Or she had this whole bay, not land, not just land, but she had the water was there, was that water land front was hers. And it was just absolutely beautiful. There's just no architecture like there used to be. That's all I'm saying. But I just had to comment on that because it was beautiful. So they're all talking about how Dorit really partakes and is down for any and every activity that they do, and she's always really good at it. And I never noticed over the seasons of her being on, really, because Dorit kind of annoys me. I haven't really liked her since her first season on. Although I did think that the Puppygate thing a couple seasons ago was pretty ridiculous. Was it two seasons ago, or is this the first season without LVP? Gosh, I swear 2020 thrown me off because now I can't even remember. But anyhow, I thought the Puppygate situation when that all happened was ridiculous. But other than that, Dorit, she's just not for me. Not a fan. But I will give it to her. She really does take, gets fully invested in any activity the wives are doing. And she typically wins because clearly she's very competitive by nature. She has to win. No matter what, got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building. Just kidding. That's a little bit of my weird side there. Just about anything reminds me of the song. So it happens often. Feel bad for my children and my husband who have to hear it all the time. And I was not sure. Erica's outfit, I was not feeling it for dinner. I wonder how she's gonna do without that $40,000 a month glam squad. Isn't that crazy? 40 grand just to make her look nice. It's crazy to me. And I can't believe that Garcelle straight up asked like who had their if anyone had their nose done. I feel like that is such a taboo thing with really any of the ladies, but especially the Beverly Hills ladies. They don't want to talk about that. So I thought that was very bold of Garcelle to just outwardly ask, like, hey, who here has had their nose done? And, oh my gosh, Dorit said that she hasn't, but that old picture of her, like, don't get me wrong, I know you can contour and all that, and, you know, I'm sure you can make your nose look very different, but not that different. Like, ooh, that was a big jump. So I don't know if I can believe Dorit in that aspect. I think she's had her nose done. Oh shoot, I forgot that this is my you like that? I forgot that this is the Illuminating Glow Wand concealer stick. What am I thinking? Anyways, off topic again. My goodness. I don't know how you guys keep up with me, but for those of you that do, thank you. I appreciate it. So, Crystal decides to not come to dinner, which is because, she says is because of, Sutton. Well, I guess, okay, we're gonna get there. Anyways, Crystal decided to not come to dinner. So she won't be there. She ain't there, okay? And Crystal, like, said that she's close to, like, basically, like, losing her shit or something to that effect. And that's basically why she's, like, not coming to dinner. And, then Sutton goes on and she's, like, apologizing to all the ladies for her behavior and that, you know, it has to do with her in this house situation. So that's why she, like, basically was having an episode the night before. Again, I don't know if a house is a good enough reason to give for having that kind of freak out. But what do I know? You know? What do I know? But that, you know, her behavior is because she has to sell, like I said, her dream home, her Barbie house, her family home, and that she's just so exhausted and, you know, from traveling and going to Lake Tahoe. And that is why, you know, basically she just had it all come to a head the night before. Okay, son. And that feeling left out makes her feel just triggered from, you know, when she was growing up and not feeling like she could fit in and all this other stuff. So yeah, there's that elephant in the room that she addresses. I'll give her that. She addressed the elephant in the room. So at least we don't have to sit through an awkward dinner. And then Lisa talks about how great it is for everybody to get together, like basically during, you know, the current times with everything that happened with the pandemic last year. And she goes on to talk about Harry and his friend who, like, I guess did something. Well, I'm not gonna say it because it could be triggering. So, but his friend basically just did something really bad, and that when all of his other friends went to go visit said friend in jail, he couldn't bring himself to do it because he said that, you know, he couldn't be supportive of that person. And that was how Rinna feels about Denise Richards. And that, so she couldn't blindly support Denise, is what she was saying. And I totally was with Garcelle. Garcelle said that, like, she understood why Harry wouldn't have supported the said friend because it was pretty understandable. But that it's still, like, not reason enough for her to believe that Denise deserved basically, like, what Lisa had done to her last year. Which is true. So to her it was, like, not even nearly as relatable as Rinna was trying to make it. And again, I agree. So then Erica says to Garcelle, or wait, what? Kidding. So, I want to know, do you believe that there's more to the Denise situation, like that Rinna knew that she was letting on? Because I don't know if I feel that she knew more about Denise and that she was, like, keeping in secrets and stuff, basically, for Denise. I don't believe that. But I want to know what you think. Do you think that she was honest when she said that, or do you think she was just saying that? Let me know. Because I feel like she was just saying that to, like, save face. Like, this is why I treated Denise like this. You know, there's a reasonable explanation. When really, like, you were just all up in Denise's personal business. Like, who cares who she was sleeping with or wasn't sleeping? Like, if you aren't married to her, you're not paying her bills, you know, why do you even care? That's my feeling of it. Why? So I think she was just trying to save face. Garcelle, she's the voice of reason when it comes to the Denise and Rinna situation. Like, I 100% feel that Garcelle's point of view of it is, to me, it's accurate. I share the same opinion as her. Erica then, like, at one point says to Garcelle, like, hey, you're thin. And Garcelle was like, oh no, I feel like a sausage. That's why I never took my jacket off. And my heart broke for her because I know that feeling. I know that feeling of, like, you feel so insecure about the way that you're looking. And so you know, you don't take your jacket off for your arms to show or whatever it is that you're insecure about. And I thought it was sweet. Oh, Erica gave her that compliment. Especially because it seemed like Garcelle needed it. I just feel like women's bodies are so much under scrutiny all the time. It's ridiculous. I don't know why, and it's not from men necessarily. It's from like other women. There was a girl when I was growing up in high school that called me a butterface, and it upset me so much growing up. It really got into my head. And if you don't know what a butterface is, that means everything looks good but her face. And I had a long time struggle with looking at myself in the mirror and not thinking that. Like, oh, everything about me is good, but my face is just so ugly. Like, I should basically hide it. Or, you know, just used to get really self-conscious. So, just saying, I know how Garcelle feels. Every woman knows how Garcelle feels. Okay. So anyways, they were talking about how much like weight, like Erica and Garcelle were talking like maybe how much weight they each gained in like quarantine or whatever. And that they said it was like all smoke and mirrors, and Erica specifically says nothing is all that it seems in someone's life. Doesn't that just say it all? Doesn't it? Excuse that moment that I was just having with myself for a second. Anyways, so I love seeing like all the ladies have fun. I would have gotten in the pool with Rinna, so I'm right there with Sutton. I think it's great that Sutton joined in and that Rinna included her. And then Garcelle did tell Rinna to let shit go and to quit badgering people when she was asking people to get in the pool with her. I thought that was a good thing for her to say, because it's true. Rinna needs to let other people just live their lives, because she don't like to share stuff about her life. She wants everybody else to own it and all that stuff, but she's not the same. And Kathy and Kyle were cracking me up when they were talking about how Kyle was sleeping the night before, because I may have been, well, I don't sleep naked, but I do, I guess, sleep all sprawled out sometimes, so it made me laugh. Oh, Rinna with the synchronized swimming, she said that, you know, she always loved seeing Esther Williams, like, synchronized swim. Leave it to her, please, Rinna. Thanks. Crystal came up to say goodnight to everyone, and she told Kyle about how, like, Sutton had came in her room the night before and made her feel uncomfortable because she was naked. And Crystal said that, like, basically, Sutton came in with her coat, and she dropped to the floor and, like, covered herself up, and Sutton was like, I don't know what's going on in here, but I'm just bringing you in your coat. And, Crystal's like, oh, I'm not doing anything. And Sutton's like, uh-huh. So, if she was upset about that, why did she still go on the boat ride? And Kyle felt the same way. Like, that didn't make any sense, because if she felt so triggered, if she wanted to trigger Sutton, or if she felt triggered by Sutton, whatever the case was, why wouldn't you have said anything like hours before instead of skipping out on dinner? So the next morning, the wives are like getting ready to leave. Sutton goes up to Crystal and like basically wants to leave on a good note. And Crystal snaps about how, like, then snaps on Sutton about how Sutton had walked in on her the one night with the jacket the other night. And that, like, that basically Sutton is creepy. She doesn't understand boundaries. And it was just so weird. And Sutton is like really taken off guard by it because Crystal hadn't said anything to her, you know, like when they were on the boat and all that. Like, so she just found out about it. So then there was like a really awkward hug between the two of them. But I don't really think it's going to get any better. So then it shows like 4 days after they return home. And of course it's the election, but whatever. Anyways, on the same day of the election this past year, Erica had filed for divorce against Tom and it hit the news. And like all the ladies receive a group text from Erica that she's like filing for divorce. And everybody's like shocked. And that's where we end. I was not that, like even watching the documentary I told you guys about on Hulu about Erica and Tom. I don't know who, I'm gonna have to do like a whole discussion, a discuss sesh just about that documentary, I think, because I have so many thoughts on it. But, in the documentary, somebody said something about how, like, loving they seemed, how such, like, a power couple or something. And I was thinking, like, I never thought that about Erica and Tom. To me, it always seemed very business, like, very, very unloving in a way. Like, it's just very, all I can say is business. Like, that's all I can think to say. Just very to the point. I didn't feel like there was like that couple that you see there, like it's not like Mauricio and Kyle to say, like to, if I were to compare, like it wasn't a warm, embracive relationship to me. Like it just seemed to me like she was like helping give him care and stuff. I don't know, but in the documentary, when I heard somebody say that, I was thinking like they always seemed odd to me, and I was wondering how long it would last. Like it just didn't seem like they were right together, especially with her, like the Erica Jane situation going on and like who Tom is, just did not make sense to me. So I hope I'm not the only one that thinks that. I would love to know if anybody else has that same opinion. Let me know. So anyways, we leave off with that bomb of Erica. I'm pretty sure I'm a week behind, so I think that episode 5 aired this past week, and I'm behind because it's summertime and I have kids and I can't just make videos as often as I want. Anyways, I'm glad that you were here with me. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate any support. I just like talking about housewives. I like doing my makeup, and it's really fun to be able to share it with other people who also have the same interests. So thank you for sticking here with me, and I'll see you next time when we go over the next episode. It should be episode 5. I'll probably be putting out another one here soon with the latest New York housewives too. So be on the lookout for that, and I guess I'll just see you guys later. Bye!